All right, hello and welcome back to my channel. Um, my name is Bridget Harris, and I also go by Sunshine, and I am the Gypsy Soul. And you are on my channel, so welcome to my new subscribers. Welcome to those who've been rocking with me from the beginning. Welcome to those who've been coming in and coming out. Thank you so much for just being here and just rocking with me. I appreciate you. I so appreciate you. I'm so elated to be here. So, in the title, it says, what I, it talks about what basically is just telling you, I want to talk about being on my own path. When I was growing up, um, I went to church Sunday morning. Then we would come home from dinner and go back to church. Then on Monday, my grandmother would go for some event and I would have to go. And Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Sometimes we didn't go on Fridays, but there was something to do pretty much every day, even on Saturday, even if we won't doing nothing but cleaning the church. But we had so many, um, you had to follow this person, you couldn't follow that person. You got to do this, you got to do that. And I was just like, coming up, that's just not me. Excuse my dog, y'all, if you hear her, she growls when she hears people, so I apologize. But, coming up as a kid, it wasn't me. But I think about, I've been reading a lot lately because, I have the school coming up. And I was reading about um, the different, how in the Ifa religion, or even down to Vodun or voodoo or hoodoo or whatever you call it, when the spirit rides you. And I think about when I was in church and they would talk about, oh, she got the Holy Ghost. Isn't that the same to me? I mean, not the same people, but what I mean is, how can one belief or one system say, the spirit is riding them, and the other spirit and the other one, but they don't want the other one to say that this spirituality is bad, or it's bad because you don't know. Let's put it like that. It's bad because you don't know. But what we don't realize is, um, with spirituality, this is natural. This is a natural thing. And it doesn't matter what your spiritual background is, your religious background is. If you want to meditate, if you want to um, read tarot or read your horoscope, there's nothing wrong with those things. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. And it's okay. I get it because we're raised a certain way. We're told that, it's not right to talk to spirits or whatever, but I would rather talk to my ancestors than not. On this path for me, when I first started on this path, I didn't know whether I was coming or going. I didn't know nothing. I was so new and so green, but I knew a lot all at the same time. And I'm probably not explaining it right, but that's how I felt. Like, even though I knew what I knew, because I'm a reader, I love to read. From when, I'll read anything, and, it sticks with me over the years. And I would read I'm reading all these books, before I started even realizing I was on a path. I saw myself doing certain things, and I just talked it up to my uh, church life coming up. It's a ritual for me to pray when I was coming up. But now, I'm comfortable with going to my altar and talking to my ancestors about my day, about my week, about my month, about my year. I talk to my ancestors with the utmost respect. First of all, I don't disrespect them. I try my best to make sure that I'm being um, respectful to them. No other word for it. Um, and I go to my altar and, I talk about my life with my ancestors. And when I do that, it may not happen, nothing may not come of it right away, but at some point, I get a phone call that gives me confirmation about my conversation with my ancestors. Or I'm walking down the street and maybe I see a billboard that's a confirmation for something I was talking about with my ancestors. And you may not always hear um, the ancestors talking to you or giving you the answers here. Not everybody is um, audio. Everyone doesn't have an audio. Everyone doesn't have the visual. So, and then there are people that can see and hear, so, we all are special and different in our own right and in our own way. Um, but taking this path has afforded me opportunities that I never would have had if I hadn't. Um, I learned to go to God and talk to God. I read my Bible more than I did when I was growing up in the church. So I look at it as my spiritual path and my spiritual journey is just simply for me. This is where I'm comfortable. And I didn't understand at first. And they tell you, and I know for a fact for this to be true, because if you look at this is half of my altar, my ancestor altar. I never had those pictures prior to. So I didn't have people to identify. I just wrote down names. You create a ancestor altar and you write the names and you can put it in a frame or put it down on the table or whatever you're using as an altar. And, so I didn't have pictures to go with these names. And as time went on, I started gathering pictures and gathering more names of ancestors and loved ones who are good people of good character when they were here on earth, and they are good character spiritually. Um, don't really know. I mean, I was told I'm Portuguese and Black and African American, or then I was told I was Portuguese and Italian. I was, all these different things, and I didn't know what my background was. So, I mean, I just went by word of mouth on what people were saying, um, and then I decided a few months ago to go to 23andMe, and when I did, I don't even y'all hold on, I don't even know how I signed in. Uh, when I did go to 23andMe, I found out that I am 73.3% African. Like, wow, wow. And I also found out that I am from my lineage my lineage goes back to Neanderthal days. But I wanted to know my history so that it would make sense to me. So because I am comfortable with because I'm comfortable with I'm trying to pull this up and oh, okay. Sorry, it needs a face ID. Okay, so I'm trying to get comfortable with why I really am into Ifa, why am I really into voodoo, why am I really into these different spiritual paths, right? And I mean, like, to the point where I feel like I am seven. Oh, can you see that? That is the funniest thing to me. My mother said, "Well, I don't know where you got that from." Um, so I wanted to make sure that I knew 37.1% is Nigerian. So we're definitely talking about Ifa. It definitely works for me. It definitely, I'm attracted to it. Um, then there is also some lot of different. Hush, bonita. Sorry, y'all. Definitely some European, but in that European, that's where the Spanish and the Portuguese come from. So with the Spanish, now I'm thinking, oh, okay. So now I understand my attraction. I even have a little bit of East Asian, indigenous American, which is Indians. It's not that much, not that much, but I'm definitely, I'm excited about getting that report because it made sense for my spiritual path. And so I've really been digging in. And books are coming to me like out of nowhere. Um, and I can't do nothing but read them because I love history. And matter of fact, one of the books I'm reading happen to be right here. The 21 divisions, mysteries and magic of Dominican voodoo. And it talks about, it gives the whole history. I had to back up and read it again. Like, did I just read that? Let me back up and read it again. And I mean, like, they they talk about how this dude explains, the authors of this book explains how Haiti and the Dominican Republic was split. Now I don't know it to be fact. I didn't dig into the history of how they became split, but he talks about that in his book. So I would hope that it's a lot of truth to it. Um, but this author is amazing. He also talks about how um, voodoo came into existence in the Dominican Republic as well as Haiti. And he also explains the differences between the two. In Haiti, they speak French, and they were in Haiti, they were slaves to French people, right? And those French people, the French weren't strict on them about switching over to their beliefs. Unlike the Spanish and the Dominican Republic, the Spanish they had to be strict, they were strict Catholics, and they wanted everyone, all the slaves, to follow their Catholic beliefs, to the point where at one time they were just taking the Africans straight to Spain or wherever they're from, and making them, transform over to the Catholic belief. So the Dominican Republic has a lot of Catholic background in their voodoo, and it talks about it in this book. Once again, this is the book I'm reading that has me so captivated. And Bonita, I didn't name her Bonita, by the way. She came to us with that name. Bonita, hush, please. So, but this, once again, this book really is touching me um spiritually, because I understand now. Like I said, I did the 23 and Me, and all that African blood in me, some Spanish blood in me. So it makes sense, and some Indian blood in me. So it makes sense as to why I am attracted to voodoo and hoodoo, right? So if you're wondering, there is something in your bloodline that's going to lead you in the path it wants to go on. For me, Even though I have a strong African connection in my DNA, I am still more attracted to, and I follow more of the voodoo way of doing things, which is a combination of the African Ifa tradition as well as the Catholic beliefs. In New Orleans, that's what you would get. So, anyways, on my path, it has been just whew, it's been a long journey, a hard journey, but a blessed journey all at the same time. Someone asked me if I would be um changing over, or eventually becoming a initiate. Well, what I've been reading and what I've been studying, some of the things I've been reading, everybody doesn't have to be initiated into everything. And on my path right now, I'm not interested in just being one thing. Even though I am drawn to one thing, I don't necessarily feel like I should be uh, at this point, you know, um, even though I do love it. I do, you guys. I do want to tell you a little bit more about this book. This book is so, so, so good. And one of the books that's for the class that I'm putting together that actually starts, you guys, in 3 days. The class that I'm doing, we're going to utilize opening to spirit. This book right here. This book. Oh, okay. So this is another book that kind of like had me like mesmerized, like my eyes was doing the twirly twirls because I was getting up to 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning reading this book. It talks about so this book is connecting the healing power of chakras and honoring African spirituality. So this book gives you that combination of spirituality and on the uh with the crystals and the chakras and all of that, and it also gives you meditation, and but it also gives you like Shango would fall under one particular root or one particular chakra, or whatever the case may be. I just think this book is so cool, you guys, and I'm excited to be training on it. So like these are some of the pictures that's in this book. This is the solar plexus chakra, and it talks about, it gives the actual name, it gives the meaning of that particular um, chakra's name. It gives the main function of that chakra. So supplies energy in the form of heat, power, and enthusiasm, right? It gives you the quality, which the quality for the solar plexus is feeling and empowerment. Where the location is, it gives you that information. Then it starts to go into, look, you guys, the spiritual correspondence and the physical correspondence and the deities that go along with it. So I fell in love with this book and I just had to have it. So I'm going to teach on it at some point during the class. It's really cool book. I love it. It's not a voodoo book like I usually talk about, but it is a spirituality book. It is going deep into um just connecting everything that we do, because with spirituality you can do that. You can have a little bit of this and take a little bit of that and take a little bit of this, because not every one person is right. So if you take what feels good to you, what resonates with you, if you take that into you, then I promise you the spirituality thing is just easy peasy, right? And but you still, some of us are creatures of habit. We still need or want some guidance. So that's okay. If you still want some type of guidance, if you want someone to be like, okay, listen, these are the herbs that you're going to use for this. This is a gree bag. How we're going to put this gree bag together. I'll give you, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about getting graveyard dirt, and we'll talk about different things like that just to help you, because a lot of times we come from um our church background, and they didn't talk about this. They didn't talk about protecting yourself. I mean, they talked about it, but it wasn't like, okay, get you some rosemary, get you whatever. My mind is all over the place right now. I didn't write this. I didn't write nothing today. I just clicked on go live. So you guys, I'm just rolling with it. The spirit came to me. Spirit came to me as I was sitting here just being quiet, being by myself. And he said, just click on the button and have a conversation. And that's what I'm doing. So I am having a conversation, telling you about these books. You guys got to get this one though, because this is amazing. This is an amazing book. I was like, whoa, this dude is breaking it down. He uh he even breaks it down in the back, talks about getting started on the path, and the path of voodoo. He is a Brujo, Woo! Brujo, which is the male witch, right? And he has been doing this for decades. So I'm sure that what he's talking about in here is correct. I just haven't done the actual research on it on my own, but just reading what he's put in here, I believe that this information is correct. I would hope it is, anyways. But I'm more than sure, because when I picked this book up, Spirit really, like, it resonated with me. This book resonated with me, and so did the other one. The other one really had me where I was like standing in the line to pay for it and was trying to read it at the same time, and was trying to dig in my purse to get my wallet to give the lady the money, and I'm like, oh, okay, get it together, girl, get it together. You can't walk and read. You can't walk and chew bubblegum now. That used to be what my grandmother would tell us. You can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, but I am so excited, you guys. Wait a minute. Hold on. 3 days away from our first class. If you are still interested, there's still some time. You know, uh, Go to my email, send me an email. I'll send you some information just so I can get your information. The reason why I get your information, because I have in my head, I want to send little gifts to my students. So that's why I'm capturing information from you, because I want to get, I want to have a good time, and I want to share things with you and give you gifts and things like that. So that's why um you're going to get a Google Doc, Google form, excuse me, and you fill it out and send it back to me. And because once you're in the class, I want to send little gifts, little tokens, little things like that. So that's why I need you to email me at the Gypsy Soul Shop at gmail.com. That's the Gypsy Soul Shop at gmail.com, because I need you guys to fill out that form so that I can eventually, when you're in the class, actually, send you little trinkets and gifts and things. So that's that. Um, 3 days away. If you're still interested, you still want to be a part of it, go ahead, email me at the Gypsy Soul Shop at gmail.com. and I will hit you back with a Google form for you to fill out and send back to me. Once you send that back to me, I'll send you a invite to a Zoom meeting. It'll just be one-on-one meeting, you and I, and we'll talk just to make sure that we are all connected and we all are on the same, a general way of thinking and the path. Then, um, once that's done, on the morning of the 23rd or the evening of the 22nd, I will be sending out the invites to those who have joined our class. And you'll also get a list of what you're going to need, a prayer that we're going to do every morning, and that we wake up, and well, not a prayer but a salute. We're going to salute, uh and it'll be all in the packet. So you get this big packet, and you're going to read through it and get prepared for it. You're going to do a spiritual bath. You're going to prep for the class. So you'll take your spiritual bath, and get your sacred space ready for this course, because we are inviting spirit into our home. And when you invite spirit into our home, we want it to be clean, and we want it to just look nice and be nice, right? Anyways, I am just, you guys, I'm so tired because, like I said, I be waking up in the night trying to read this book, and waking up in the night trying to read this book. And I'm like, trying to read a book, but it's so good. And like I said, with that, with the solar plexus, the deities, it talks about the African deity that's associated with it, the India deities, the Europe deity, and uh, the mythology. So it gives you so much information. It also gives you like psychological correspondences, statement, I feel, emotions that balanced, unbalanced. So it talks about the different emotions when you're balanced and the different emotions when you're unbalanced. It gives you ways of working with this particular solar plexus, or with this particular chakra. So, and it tells you what herbs and what oils, it tells you what foods, it tells you what gems. It goes into the main function, um, the quality of healing. Oh my gosh, this is just like this person, this right here. Yeah, this is a teaching book. This is a knowledge book. This is a learning book. Once again, the name of this book is here. If you're going to join the class, you'll be needing it. So, you can go ahead and find it. I brought this. I have a spiritual, I have a store a storefront that I actually go into, and her spirit is so high in there. Like her energy is just all over the place, and you can just feel it, and it's such a good energy. And like picking up her books or buying something from her is so just amazing and breathtaking, that you're just in it to win it. And I enjoy it. I enjoy being I enjoy being in her store. So being in there and actually, seeing this book and getting this book and the other book as well. But her energy is just really high and really good. And maybe we'll get to hear a little commercial from her, or her husband. I don't know. We're going to work something out so they can be interviewed for our in our class. Also, I do have someone else I have in mind. I'm not going to put any names out there because I don't know who will and who won't, but I will be having people to pop into the class and just talk about their path and how they got on their path, or since they've been on this path, what they've seen or felt, or but this is the opportunity to ask those questions. I'll try to get people from different um sectors, whether they are into voodoo, or whether they are shamans, or whether they are um, initiates of Ifa, or Santeria, or whatever, whoever is willing to speak to the course, speak in the course, I really want them to, of course, I will speak with them first, and give them some things to talk about with the class or whatever, so we'll all stay on target. But anyways, I have talked you guys head off. I haven't been up here this long in a long time. Listen, you guys, I want to tell you thank you so very much again for just rocking with me and being with me. Beloveds, I do appreciate you. Oh, and if you have work that you want to be done, I don't like to put my phone number up here, and or so I can try to help you, but it would have to probably be through email first, or a Zoom. So if you are not really, if you really want me to call, I would prefer to do a Zoom call. But if not, I understand and I can appreciate it. Um, what other announcements I need to make? Um, don't forget, the full moon is on Friday. Uh, July 23rd. My brain just froze, y'all. That is the full moon. That is a buck moon. And this is the time, during this time, we need to be, during the full moon, we need to be creating, and just manifesting, and making things come to life. This is that moon. This is the time for this. So, you guys, I just want to tell you thank you so very much. Thank you so much for those who've been watching me this entire time. Thank you so much to those who just stepped in and stepped out. I am so grateful and thankful, and I am elated to be able to be here with you, to help you through, to help talk you through certain things, help guide you through, so that um, you can live a better life, um, a life of that's spiritually guided and rooted, um, a life that is magical, and just, oh man, you just don't know the things that can be done through the power of you. Through the power of you. You are your God. You are your goddess. You need to walk in it and stand in it, and know that whatever path you decide you're going to be on, that is your path. That is your decision. You were led to be in that direction. It's up to you. So, beloveds, you guys have a great night. Be safe out there and enjoy this weather, and just celebrate. I hope you guys connect with me and join my class. Talk to you later. Bye.